That happened so quick I wasn't ready. And I lost my little stand. Hi, it's Claudia from What's Up, Dog? That is one word, capital W, capital U, capital D, as in a dog named Wood. Also, from Hands to Paws Grooming Salon, where we are the home of groom style swag. And I am streaming on StreamYard, where I am streaming on two platforms. Did I see that? Two platforms tonight, my personal Facebook page and YouTube's What's Up Dog, where we always post the Gabby Petito. If you are in trouble of any kind of AB or you need attention to let somebody know that you're in trouble, mothers, teachers, police, nurses, doctors, mothers, uncles, fathers, brothers, sisters, everyone. And please practice because, hey, Renee, what's up, dog? Are you going to come on tonight? I put the link up there if you want to come on. Where we are always promoting for our youth and for everybody else that there is a signal that you can give if you are in distress. I know this signal has already saved young one lady's life who was driving by, was in trouble, and was able to give this signal to a police officer and get out of a vehicle. And I'm always going to recommend, great, just hit that thing and you can come right up. I'm always going to recommend that you practice because muscle memory is so important. If your brain goes into freeze, fight, flight, and the last one being appease, you cannot think. Hey, Nick, we doing? Welcome. So you always want to know this. Are you following YouTubers? Are you following the Gabby Petito? We're all still following Gabby Petito because it's connected. That he was in the area, the Summer Wells. Not that we think that was connected at all, but the Moab murders. And during these searches, they have found out all sorts of other murders. So are you following? Because that story isn't over yet. However, Gabby changed. She became famous and she became an awareness child, right? And Summer is out there saving lives. That is what she's doing. So we have made, since I am officially the dog lady, and I officially have worked with dogs my whole life for 38 years, and since I am officially Hands to Paws, I have been able to make Summer Wells the official I say Paw Patrol, but I want to get in trouble with Paw Patrol, but the official Paw Pack leader. How about that? Right? I can just do that one. Paw Pack leader for awareness because, baby girl, you are saving lives. And we're going to talk about not too much. Check in you out. That is awesome. You check me out, boo. So we Summer Wells had a puppy named Lucky, but she couldn't say Lucky because she's 5 and she went missing in June 15th from Hawkins, Tennessee. And she had a puppy that she loved. In fact, her and her brothers loved all those dogs on the property. And Lucky recently made a debut on a live on YouTube where we discovered that Yucky had 7 puppies. And if you're following, you kind of got to be following this to understand what I'm going to talk about now. There is a group of people that go out and protest. And what's up, Ren? Yeah, I love dogs, right? Dogs are great. Ren, what's up, dog? So she had there's some protesters that went out there, and anybody that's on YouTube will know who they are. You've been following them, good, because they went to, which was kind of funny. Now listen, I am not saying anything about anybody. I don't want to be involved in this YouTube drama. I'm way too focused. Don't have time for all that drama. And I believe whether people like it or not, they have the right to speak what they need to speak because this is America. And I'm listening to everybody's opinions. And the only opinion that I'm really going to take seriously is that we never want to re-traumatize. So you want to be aware of people that are involved in DV or have had abusive situations, that you don't want to re-traumatize anybody, okay? Especially if they're recovering from any kind of DV. Hang on, give me a minute, Ren. I'm going to do my rant here real quick on the dogs. They so Molly Golightly, who, you know, I could see her at a Jewish deli in New York, and I could see having bagel and lox with her. Thumbs up to you. And I can understand why she would have a hard time in rural Tennessee with her northern attitude. I'm a northern girl that had to learn to have respect for southern women. Do not disqualify those southern women, because they can tell you where to go in the most polite manner while they're serving you sweet tea. So respect to all my ladies, rural, southern, in the mountains, anywhere. You are just as OG as the ladies in the Bronx that'll tell you what for in a whole different way. So Molly, I don't know if Molly's ever been in a dollar store before. However, it was kind of fun to watch Molly Go Lucky go in a dollar store in all her fancy garb. And that was just humorous by itself. And her crew bought 2 bags of pedigree food, And then Molly herself has a little cute black pug, who I don't know the name of the pug, but she loves her pug. And it is one cute little pug. And then they bought $75 worth of stuff, and $25 of that was in treats. Well, the dogs in Hawkins, Tennessee, on Summer Wells property probably don't get handed out treats all the time. And yesterday I ran on and I did a video because they went to leave the dog food on the property, but now they might be afraid to walk up to, which didn't occur to me yesterday when I made the video. They might be afraid to walk up to the actual bin that is there for the dogs, or, you know, for packages. They have a thing that says, you know, put packages here, which is where that food should be placed, because they placed it on the ground. Okay. And you have over 20 dogs up on that hill. That is I would call that, in dog culture terms, food aggression. And with over 20 dogs, you're going to have a pack, and you're going to have packs within packs. So I got on there and I said, listen, guys, I'm not being judgy. You know, Summer Wells is 5 years old. Anybody that's bringing her puppies food or paying attention to her puppies or going to say hi to her puppies, she's going to find that to be a wonderful thing, right? I haven't seen any malnourished dogs on that property. The Humane Society of Hawkins, Tennessee, where we're asking you to donate. Listen, guys, I'm not saying, you know, we're not making any money off of this. I don't have any Cash App, PayPal, anything. I'm not going to do that. I'm not monetized. I will monetize. I'm not eligible for monetization yet. And for those that are eligible and they're not, you know, respect if you don't want to make money in the name of Summer Wells. I totally understand that. I get it. However, all you're doing is leaving money on the table. That's all you're doing. If you're eligible and you can partner with YouTube, that is what this platform is there for. So I'm just going to give you all my opinion. You don't take that money. You're just leaving it on the table. You might as well take the money and put it towards something that awareness. Donate it. Donate it to making posters. Donate it to bringing awareness to other missing children, because at this point, Summer's saving lives. All right. May she be found, but she is saving lives. Now, there is a gentleman. Well, I don't even know if I should call him a gentleman. There's a guy on this crew, and they went. Now, I just listened to True Crime Exposed, and I was driving, and he is so welcome on my show. When he comes back tomorrow night or the night after, I have to invite him on the show. Not that I don't have any people really for him to watch him, but maybe his crew will come over, and I just love to talk to him. It sounded like they were not leaving the food. They were picking it back up and bringing it back today, which would be the safest thing to do. It would make me really happy because then I would know that there'd be no dog fights. But they went there there was a short video with the guy in the group who I heard some really strange things about. But the guy in the group where he immediately says, these dogs are starving, and they're not starving. In fact, those dogs look pudgy to me. And they're handing out cookies to the group, which is cute, right? These dogs are like, like, whoa, what's up? Cool, you're giving me a cookie. Hey, I don't know. And they're, talking, they're doing their thing. But here's what they missed, which here go my perk of ears. Those are puppies. Those are the puppies. Those are the puppies that when Summer went missing, that's that pack. So it looks like Yucky and then Evil, and it's all capitals, guys. Ren told me this because I couldn't find him. It's Evil, full Evil, it's Evil _ exists, did a video about Yucky, and was Summer a princess or a tomboy? Because we're kind of confused, So she wanted to be like a princess, a frozen princess, but they shaved her head because she wanted to be like a tomboy. That's in the initial original interview where they give those conflicting things to explain the shaved head. But what he does in that very short video is he shows you Yucky as a puppy. So I just want to say it out loud. Thank you, thank you, thank you, because I've been able to get, so I had my niece over. She's 13, so she's helping me get some of this stuff going. Because I need a 13-year-old to help me. So I can show the videos of what I'm talking about and try not to get striked, because apparently all the YouTubers with all the hating that's going on are striking each other left and right.
Yep.
But if they watch this, guys, that's the original pack. They got so focused on their video and giving the cookies to the dogs are not starving, especially not this crew. This crew was the last thing from starving. They're like, some of them are like, you're like, oh, you ain't gonna touch that fudge. And I think they missed completely that looks like the original. Those are Yucky siblings. That's that in that group, that little pack, which is a pretty semi-friendly pack of dogs. They're not the pack that's going to run down and eat you, like Grandma said. Then there was another conflict with what are their names? They're a husband and a wife, and they were part of the search crew, and they're true crime something, and they said that the dogs were friendly. However, my dog instinct and my people instinct are going to say this. They seemed like a really nice, genuine, sincere couple, and dogs read energy. And I'm going to say that they read their energy and they didn't experience the dogs in the same way that other people have experienced. So I did. And if anybody's listening, don't leave that dog food on the ground. Just because the Yucky pack, we'll call them the Yucky pack, was friendly and sweet and were willing to take cookies, you guys walk away and there's dogs out in that woods that are semi-wild, and you get a territory, they're not neutered. We got Hawkins Humane Society trying to get everybody neutered up there. You got male dogs. Anybody hear about male on male? B on B? Okay, and you throw food in the mix of that, or you leave those treats there, which I'm not saying listen, you want to go give cookies to the dogs and bring the dogs, a little girl would just be thrilled with that. However, be safe. Do not cause a dog issue where there potentially could be. You leave those treats there, those even Yucky's pack, they're going to go pick up that little cellophane bag. They're going to go into the woods. They're going to rip that. It's just not a good idea. So,
no.
And I don't know if they're afraid to go because, they're out there with the bullhorn and they're protesting. Where's Summer? Where's Summer? Causing ruckus. And The last time, the media manager, the co-star, the Hollywood co-star, who does nothing but curse and say obscenities, and he's just his mouth is just God.
That's JLL or JRL or something
No,
like
it's Benny. It's Benny. You know, Benny and Don have a bromance. And yeah, Benny. Benny's
Benny.
Benny, yeah. Ernie's after Benny. Ernie and Benny. Okay, guys. So Ernie, if you don't know who Ernie is Operation Rescue Our Children. And Ernie's he's right out of a movie. First of all, he's drop dead gorgeous. I'm a grandma. Otherwise, if I were in my 20s or 30s, I mean, the guy's just gorgeous. So all these women out here, you did not miss those looks. Just don't, because that man is good looking. And he's like right out of a movie, right? Right, Ren? Ernie's right out. He got the cowboy hat. He's like, I'm going to tell you about tactics. And I like him. I like everything that Ernie is standing for. And the most critical piece of information that Ernie has given, hold on, I got this, because this, and people have looked it up off these lives. And hold on, I'll find it. I wrote it down. I rewrote it down because I couldn't find it. I got a lot of YouTube notes, boy. It is NSOPW. It is an app. That app will let you know who is in your neighborhood, who's around your children. NSOPW. It is supposedly the best app out there. Okay? And Ernie talks about, which, you know, you and I want to talk about Chris McDonough, because he's just fantastic. Chris McDonough is just.
I like Chris McDonough.
Chris McDonough, man, boy, he's gonna get the truth. But if you want, Ernie talks about something that I think is incredibly important, and it's called general awareness. Because if you're not aware, I'm going to be careful with my words on YouTube. So people have become commodities. Children have become commodities. It's a reality. I don't like it. I don't want to talk about it, but somebody's got to. And I don't care how much fighting is going on YouTube. I don't care how much drama is going on YouTube. And by the way, I just want to quote Benny here. When Netflix, and they're already approaching people, he is on record refusing to be a part of anything Netflix related. I just want to state that. What do you think the odds are when they really come around that he's going to refuse?
Okay, we'll see.
I mean, he was talking about it. I said it the other day. Because of all that's going on, there's going to be YouTube rules being changed. And I'm going to say this again too. People that, they're just making money, or that's what the platform's there for.
Yeah.
That's what it's there for. And if you don't want it, you don't want to do that, well, good for you, but you're leaving money on the table. So if you leave the money on the table, somebody's going to go get the money. All right. So Predator Nation, and Ernie is out. He is out to save our children. He, I guess he had some things in his past. I don't know all the things. He jumped on a live the other night with a bunch of women. I think it was Ziggy's live. Ren, every time I get on Ziggy's live, there is nothing but drama. And at least I didn't go on the panel this time to get caught in it. Because last time I was on the panel and I was like, oh my God. And I was wrapped up in the middle of the drama. But he went on, and these women he said he was being tactical. But yeah, they all started kind of yelling, and I don't know what it is about his past that's got Ernie getting all the people blah, 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 blah. However, as long as he's saving kids, hey, I'm going to back him up. And he's got other people and a team of people behind him. So I can't think of a better cause than saving kids. But he went on there. You know how we talk about the video, the Dancing in the Rain video, and general awareness, and he's bringing general awareness to the forefront. So he gave, and the other night I was on here going, colors. What do the colors mean, right? Because we know colors mean things. Red, blue. If you go into the hood in New York, I'm going to tell you straight up what red and blue mean, right? And you better be on one or the other side, right? Because if you're wearing a bandana out of your pants, you better know what your color is, right? And people fight for those colors. But colors have always been used, signs and symbols, general awareness. So there's that famous video of Summer dancing in the rain, which is very symbolic. I didn't know this until I'm starting to get more educated, because Summer's the awareness child. And we know that children and animals are on the bottom of the AB chain. So if there's DV going on in the house and you have children's and dogs, they're going to be on the receive. That's all going to roll downhill. And dogs are on the very bottom of that.
Right.
So red, when he's talking about general awareness, red means ready. White, the sign on the red, I don't know what to call it. It's a barrel. That's a good word for it, because that's what it is. It's a barrel.
Oh yeah, the 55-gallon drum.
Yeah, there we go. Drum, the red drum. The lettering's in white. White means available. And the rain, the water, means active. And I'm not going to say everybody can figure that out.
Yeah, that's a gimme.
Yeah, it's horrific. It's so, like, I'm learning more things that I don't want to know. I just don't even want to know about it. I'd rather have my little blinders on and just go, okay, that's cool. I don't know how him or any of his crew do what they do, other than the end of it. He says, when you actually get a child, that is the reward in and of itself. But hey, he's YouTubing. And Ernie, if you're listening, first of all, I'd love Ernie to come on this show and talk to us about general awareness. But also, don't leave that money on the table, guys. Take it, put it into whatever you're doing. And if you don't want it, donate it. Let me give you my Cash App.
Yeah.
Right? I'll send you a PayPal link, Venmo. How do you want to send it to me? Because you're leaving it on the table. And that to me is, it's wonderful that that's your heart, but you shouldn't have to prove your heart that way for a platform that is looking for you to be able to monetize. So if you don't want it, let me email me. I'll be happy to send you my Cash App. All right. So I'm going to talk more about the puppies, and if any of them are watching, the protesting crew, the troublemakers. And listen, I don't care if they're making trouble. They are making trouble, man. They are making so much trouble. They are getting people so mad. There are 2 stations now dedicated to bashing them. Now, I do believe they have some points. Apparently, Molly Go Lucky went into the church and with a spy pen filmed Robin's daughter. All right, if that were my kid, I got news for you. As much as Molly, right? Come on, girls. She'd be the first one with the sign. She'd be writing on their forehead if they did that to her child.
Oh yeah.
Right? She'd be like, don't ever do that. And in fairness to Robin, whether she's aware of anything or not aware. Literally the day before that happened, she did a live on Facebook where she was asking that her children have already been traumatized and she's really trying for them not to be re-traumatized. And this is such a sensation that that's becoming super hard. So, and the next day, this happened. So,
Yeah.
So that part, there's that. And I have to kind of stand with all the moms and say, hey, you know, I get it and I'm not against it. I don't care. You know, it kind of reminds me that they're doing a 90s reality show.
Yeah, that kind of reminds me. Yeah.
Late 90s, 2000s, you know, like they used, you know, just in the house, the Osbournes. That's you know, and she did Wife Swap way back in the day where they had that show where they would switch households. Like she wasn't actually swapping husbands, but they would go act like the other person's. And she was on that show. So she's been in the industry. So I think their goals and their focuses are different. I think Molly is very, very passionate and political. I think in fact, Jody Suze Brown is live right now on her Facebook.
Well,
so I think,
real.
Yeah, she just popped up on my thing. I think that she is, she's very political, and you know, however, you know, protesting is a lost art, and I think they're all kind of figuring out the boundary of where protesting as compared to harassment actually is, and I'm not quite, because you know this is either way it gets attention this summer, whether it's positive or negative, guys. Attention is attention, and it is definitely getting attention. So are all the motivations pure? I don't know. Do they all have to be pure to get attention this summer? No. Does does the attention that it gets save other children's lives? Yes. And Ernie gave a challenge that especially to the people that are making money off of this, right? Which you heard me. If you're able to monetize, don't leave that money on the table. That's dumb. But he did ask for a challenge moving forward because everybody's looking for Summer. This is not a dead case. Everybody's looking for her. She's getting tons and tons of attention. Start announcing another missing child that isn't getting attention. You want to say how great you are and how wonderful you are and how you don't want money for this or that. Announce another child. So I was going to do that tonight, and I went on the children and exploited children, but I didn't see any pictures that I could take a picture of, and then I have to figure out how to get it here so I can get it up there. So if you want to help me with that, just so we can get I just want to honor what he said, that it's not, you know, it's about Summer, but Summer's saving lives. And Summer's not the only 5-year-old child that may be experiencing AB or red, white, and rain.
Right.
So I definitely want to, and Ernie, if you ever come on here, you can tell us how to get these pictures for really kids that don't get the attention. Maybe we've got to call them or something and see what we can do. But
you should be able to save the screenshots.
I didn't even get as far as any pictures. I got home, I ran, I jumped on it, and then I looked up and I was like, oh my God. But I'm going to do that. I'm going to missing and there was 2 sites. Then Ernie didn't say anything about what sites to get it off of or anything. And then he hasn't been on in the last couple days. He did that short red, white, and rain video. And that's the last thing that I've seen him do. But I'll tell you what.
He's on a mission.
Oh, I wonder if he's going to go find Summer.
I don't know.
That'd be great.
I'll write myself a note here. I'll go I'll go on a mission myself and see what I can find.
All right, because I think, we're such a tiny, tiny little channel now, but
You'll get there.
when I'm listening and I'm, I'll get in, like passionate about things too and be like, like the pen. I don't know all that's truth. I mean, they've all been talking about it, but I can tell you Mama Bear over here would have bared out on that. It's whether you agree with the religion or you don't agree with religion, that is your basic fundamental right. You are in a safe place of worship. You shouldn't be harassed by anybody. And she's a child, and you cannot do that to a child, especially a child that has been traumatized. So whether it was that or anybody, I would have issues. So the mama bear in me and that was like, whoa. But the protesting, I understand it's annoying. I understand that they're doing like a reality show. I watch their videos. Some of the stuff I'm like, really? Were you bored? You couldn't have thought of anything else? However, you're getting, I mean, like when he said, these dogs are starving. You're not going to say that again because that's not quite true. And I'm not a Wells fan. I think the Wells absolutely had something to do with Summer's disappearance. No question. They have at least have guilty knowledge. If for nothing else, they have guilty knowledge.
Yeah.
And I do believe with Dawn's history, SA is absolutely on the table. So anybody that's defending any kind of SA person, I'm going to say, So like Co Hollywood, who has the filthiest mouth as he talks about how everybody's being victimized. But, if you can't use your words, you have a hard time speaking intelligently. And if every word that comes out of your mouth is a vulgarity, you're hard to take seriously.
Right. I think little Summer's going to get a nice birthday present next month.
You do? You think she's coming home, don't you? No?
Not alive. But Candace and Dawn are going to the plane.
Oh, you think they're going to be arrested?
Yeah.
I think the arrests are coming too. Chris McDonough is going to be doing more on the water. He said he was going to do, he's probably slept all day because he was on for 3 and something hours. My eyes were going. And I didn't want to miss it. I wanted to see it live.
I fell asleep.
Yeah, I don't blame you. And then he went from there. He went over to the lab with Doug.
Yeah.
And they were on. He even says to Doug, cute little Chris McDonough, he says, I'm wide awake, Doug. Keep going.
I don't know how.
He likes Doug. He really, and apparently, I didn't know this because the only thing I knew about Doug was no thanks, right? Him and Doug were besties. They had a bromance. That bromance is broken up the day I'm in all the drama when no thanks is cursing Ziggy out. Every time I step on Ziggy's channel, there's drama. Everybody's like, Ziggy's so great, Ziggy's so wonderful. I'm like, oh God, what's happening now? So that night, and since then, they both came out and did public apologies. They did, hands down. Those guys got on, and especially no thanks. And he, he owned up to what he had done, and he should have.
Yeah, I remember him doing that.
Yeah, it was a very heartfelt apology. He really, and Doug and him kind of have parted ways. I don't know if they're friends off of YouTube, but they're not doing the joint thing with each other anymore. And Chris McDonough loves Doug. I'm trying to plug in my charger. Loves Doug. And apparently, from something that was said last night, Doug has lived through some amazing tragedy. Like, I don't know if his father killed his mother or his father was arrested, or I don't know, but he's like, if you know my story. And I was like, no, I don't know your story. What's your story? So we have to find out what Doug's story is.
Good. I'll make a note.
Yeah. Doug, yeah, it was sounded like, and it kind of, because, Doug has, every once in a while he'll say a curse word, but he's very much, I see why him and Chris really like each other, because they're both very, they're very good with their speech. They're not, they're not F-bomb droppers. They might use it every once in a while for emphasis, but it's not like, every other word. They don't feel like they need to be crude and rude to get their points across. So, but yeah, Chris McDonough really, really likes Doug. And I really like Chris McDonough. So what did you think of the whole, do you think Jody Sue's, we all know I'm rooting for Jody. I am so rooting for Jody Sue. Do you think she knows? Do you think it's Andy?
I think she knows more than she's putting on. I don't think she's involved, but I think she knows.
One of the things that Chris said on, okay, so two things he said that were really, really interesting on Doug's show, not on his show, but on Doug's show. One was there may be a little history with H with another child. Don't quote me on that. Speculation. Okay. However, based on what he said, because somebody wrote him in the chat and Chris said, I'm aware, don't underestimate me. I know. And I was like, ooh, who's he talking to? Remember, he made a huge, before I knew who Benny was, that he called him out. I didn't know who he was. And he said, cut it out. I was like, ooh, I wouldn't want Chris McDonough telling me to cut it out. And then he said that. And he said something else. Wait, I lost it. It was super interesting. I was like, oh, what are you saying there? Oh, he said somebody brought up Jody Sue, and he said, listen, she can be a complete victim. One thing we know about Andy is that, and Jody Sue left a DV situation. She ran, she got her kids, and she got out of there. She'd been trying to get away from him. She was trying to escape him, but Chris McDonough, whatever commenter said something to him, he said it again, don't underestimate me, right? Because he's like Columbo. Don't underestimate me. I've seen her pictures. And I thought that was so powerful because the way he said it, this woman has been hurt. And then Jody Sue says, he's not that. Look who's on. He's not that kind of monster. Hey, girl. Hey.
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 Whoops, wait. Oh, wait. No, I don't like that one. Let's see if we can do another
I'm sorry,
one.
like I just got home a little bit ago.
It's because you're on the phone, Nicole. There we go. How's that?
Did you know that Andy is Voltaire or Voltaire or something like that?
Oh, he's the V. Baltimore. No, it's not Baltimore. It's no, I figured out Molly is Marissa too. Remember, I was like, who's Marissa? Who is Marissa? Who do they keep talking?
Molly.
Marissa is definitely Molly.
Yeah.
They get so caught up in their little world that they forget there's us like laymen that are like, where's my vocabulary list? What does that mean? Who's that player?
Time out. I need my cheat sheet.
I do. I need my cheat sheet.
I need a cheat sheet.
Right? Like we go over our vocabulary. Like, okay, this
we
is
do go over our vocabulary. Vocabulary is very important.
Mm-hmm. Nicole, did you get to watch the where Chris McDonough goes over his what is the name of it? It's the uncut interview with Hunter.
No.
Oh God, it's okay. It's super long. Like he wasn't skipping a beat. It's like 3 hours, so you might want to watch it in segments. But he goes through the interview, which is fascinating. The thing that we're discussing is that he said that Candace gets a phone call from her drug dealer. He actually breaks into her phone. First of all, I think it's cute that Hunter thinks he's gangster in any way. Okay. I also think it's funny that Benny thinks he's gangster in any way. I don't know, Hawking style gangster. And the reason I say that is
Maybe
when he goes to fight with Molly, when they have their down the hill confrontation, somebody just showed that. And he's got his pants down all the way down here because I guess he's a wigger. And I don't mean that in any derogatory way, I swear. I'm just saying, Benny.
a wigger, you said?
Uh-huh. That's a white boy.
Oh,
It's a
you
white
got more
boy.
vocabulary
That's
going.
all the way down here. Because you know what
what
they say,
saying
right? That's
is
for two
backwards.
things. It's for one effing or the other kind of effing. And I can say that because I raised a son that I would have to scream at to pull your pants up, child.
I think some of them you still have to scream at.
I do. I don't have any issue with it. I have no problem saying pull your pants up. Get a belt. None. None. And that's who I am in any neighborhood, anywhere, anytime, any day. And yeah. And I dare you to say, because we're not going to talk, because really intelligent people don't talk about unintelligent things. Like, I don't think you're completely equal to me. I do. So let's get that right off the table. Sometimes, and the slavery today is, all of us need to be ganging together and go get away from our kids now. Mamas.
Yep.
And there's none of us that don't have, well, most of us have interracials in our family, period. Grandmothers, mothers, aunts, uncles. Come on. Don't fall into that narrative. Or there, Nicole. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Everybody's gonna know. They're gonna be like, "What is Claudia doing?" She's asking Nicole if she can hear you. So yeah. So Hunter basically says that he goes in Candace's phone, which is a Galaxy. And by the way,
How did he get in the phone?
All of us that you don't know, when you delete your text messages, apparently if you have an Android, they go in your gallery.
In your gallery?
That's what Hunter said. And I think
in your gallery, like in your phone? Like in your, where you keep pictures?
Yeah.
That's what he said.
Here, I'll show you.
Are you going to show us?
Whoops.
Hey, Nick, you still there? Did you go watch someone else? Where is that, in the gallery?
Yeah, and then there's this little settings button.
All the messages you delete. How about that?
Yeah, Hunter educated us last night.
And then
he's 15 and he knows more about phones than we do.
Apparently. I mean, they should put that smarts to use in school.
Wow.
See where you can keep your deleted photos and videos and everything.
Oh, well, like, I'm really glad I hopped on because I learned something I would never have ever have known.
Me either. He said that. I was like, what did that boy say? He said, what?
Yeah, it goes in there in the trash.
Yeah, that's what he said. It goes to the trash.
So you have to go into the trash to really delete it.
Right. It's not really deleted. So when Candace walked out, she comes to the house for a second time. That's my bird, guys. If I have to jump up because she knows that I will go give her something if I'm on the phone or because she'll start screaming.
Yeah, Argo has to walk over to the door when I sit down because he's totally neglected and hasn't already been out 5 million times. We got some spoiled animals here. I literally wasn't home till 9 o'clock. Caitlin has practice, so my schedule has changed.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah, see why that 9 o'clock thing? Because if I don't get home after the dogs, if I'm running late with the dogs or anything, it's, it's hard. Sunday's good because Saturday night I try to take a break, which is actually a really good night.
Now I
because
can't hear
a
you.
lot of YouTubers take breaks on Saturday night. And Sunday you can kind of jump on anytime. It's a quick update kind of day. And then 9 o'clock you can guarantee. Even tonight I was doing accounting. And which is really hard for me because math isn't my thing, right? So it's like my big fear is accounting. But I was facing all my fears because people are frustrated with my lack of knowledge. So I'm going to go get knowledge. And I was in Ocala, which is the horse capital of the world. And I was able to get back here, grab a cup of coffee, and jump on because it's 9 o'clock. So it gives a good spacing of time. So Candace came back for a second time, and she went out to the car, and Hunter was slick, and he grabbed her phone, and he saw a message. First, he said he didn't know if it was an A or it sounded like it could be Andrew. His dad's name's Andrew. This kid isn't throwing his dad under the bus. That's not what he's doing. And then later on in the interview, he threw it out. Andy. Andy is Candace's drug dealer. So is that Jody Sue's Andy? Because Jody Sue says he's a monster, but she's defending him on this. But it might be too much for her brain to comprehend that he's, because she says he's not that kind of monster. And I would understand that kind of shutdown. I really say, I don't understand. Well, obviously, you haven't been a victim of DV or that kind of trauma because denial is real and your brain literally can shut down. So, and I'm praying for her sake that it's not, because
right,
it's gonna be, but it's not, that's not, I kind of got the impression from Chris. What about you, Ren?
Yeah, to a sense. From listening to Jody Sue here lately and listening to Chris and then what Hunter said, Candace said that she watched Jody Sue's place while her and Andy went to DC on drug run.
Wow.
So who do you believe?
Well, they're all using methamphetamine. So, and they're doing the meth run. So that's not that shocking.
So that's just another layer to this story. Well, I guess it's just every time we talk, there's something else that comes up as a part of what really happened.
Yeah, these little snippets are falling out here and there, and
so they were abusing substances. We don't know if there was illegal adoption or she passed away and they covered it up, or all of the above somehow.
Yeah.
Right. Nobody knows. Now let's be for real. If they don't find a body, it's going to be very hard to prosecute the Wells. They're going to have to indict them on something else and make a circumstantial case. If she has been, the best case scenario is she was adopted out and it was done, do you know what I mean, under the radar. I have a hard time with that because they had an open social service case on her, that was specifically on Summer, that case. We don't know what it was. And she was just about to go to school. They had gotten all her shots. And if she was, Nicole, Ernie came on tonight. Or not tonight. Ernie did the last video. Ren says he's on a mission. He did a little video where he did general awareness, and he talked about the video with the, what did you call it, Ren?
For
The bin,
which one?
the bin, the drum, with the drum, the red drum with the white lettering in the rain.
Oh,
And
the
his-
55-gallon drum.
Yes, his general awareness went like this. Okay, colors, colors. Red means ready. W means available. And rain means active. And I'm not saying what active means.
So where were the colors?
On the drum, with the one
Red
she's
drum.
dancing in front of,
White
On the
lettering.
drum on the property?
that said for sale, that she put up on TikTok.
So they're thinking they sold her?
Late
No,
to
like
the
I'm trying.
party.
Anything's possible.
So they're thinking that what was on that thing was on TikTok was a symbol of what they do?
Mm-hmm.
They were advertising her.
So they advertised her on TikTok.
Well, we don't know that. Allegedly, that is one of the theories. It's a theory. That's where Ernie from Predator Nation, right? That's what he does, is he goes out and gets those kind of bad guys. And that is absolutely one of the theories on the table. So let's go through the theories. Theory is hypothermia, right? She went in, she got cold, her body temperature, she went into distress. J for justice. If you ever listen to her, I just starting to get to know some of the other ones. J is for justice, called all the what do you call those stores? That sell the CBD and sell
The
paraphernalia.
vapor store?
What?
The vapor store?
Oh,
Vape store. She called all them because in the back seat there's Skittles, right? There's candy, and apparently they have Skittles that have that
CBD.
Yes,
THC.
and it was 20 in a bag, and it's 200 milligrams. Did the police actually take that candy? Did they? Because they didn't take the vehicles off the property to do forensics on them off the property. And this is one of the things that Doug and Chris McDonough discussed. Did they do it on the property when they searched? Did they test those candies? Because I thought that was brilliant. She called the shops and said, hey, if I were, do you have snacks? Do you have edibles? And Skittles happens to be one of their edibles, which if you're just looking at it, right, that's why everything in the cannabis industry is labeled for the safety and protection of children.
Right. Because I'd imagine that those Skittles would be real popular.
I mean, kids and candy, right?
I got a 17-year-old who would be eating some Skittles.
Mm-hmm.
Not like that. He likes Skittles. That's what I meant.
So was she drugged? The milk container seemed to be a real point because of sleeping on the thing. So, okay, so we have the theory of the hypothermia. We can rule out the theory of a bear or anything between the dogs and the country because, you don't grow up, right? Ren, you're not, certain
If
things.
she was taken by an animal, there would have been blood and clothing and
Yeah, they would have found that.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. They're pretty much where the police, the FBI, everybody does not think that a stranger came up there and abducted her. So stranger danger abduction is, though the Wells are like, why can't that be on our mountain? Why does that have to be for other children? And, still in the realm of, truth can be stranger than fiction. So, you know, there's that where parents have been accused, and really that is what happened. And then there's the theory that, I'm going to say it again, red is for ready, white is for available, and rain is active. And that there was and there's history there for that theory. It's not like, you know, just two parents that were living up on a mountain that didn't have any history. And then we have,
Don't walk behind me with no straw.
we have the Jody Sue, who's a DV victim. And we have her husband, Andy, who Jody Sue says is not that kind of monster, but is absolutely, now, is he just dealing cannabis? Is he dealing methamphetamine? Is he dealing with fentanyl? Is he dealing in heroin? I don't know if I could say all that on YouTube.
Probably not.
But, you know, and, you know, lots of women in Jody Sue's situation will allow living, you know, in those situations. He brings in the money. And was there some kind of debt?
To do that. I get more nervous. I'm like, oh my gosh. How do you not go live in like a month?
So that would be the other theory. But I really got the feeling from Chris, and I agree with you, Ren, I think arrests are about to be made. We are almost 7 months in. It takes the FBI to finish doing forensics and stuff. It can take up to 12 months, but it's definitely a good 7 to 8 months. So she's finishing out having a good idea. And I think that they say there's going to be arrests as in plural. So I'm waiting to see if it's just the parents or if it's a ring, or do you know what I mean? Who's actually going to be the ones? Who is it really? It's like playing Clue.
There'd be two of them for sure.
I agree. There's going to be at least two.
Right off the top of the hill.
Yeah. And then the other thing they said, Nicole, was Andy, who his name has been thrown out there, seriously thrown out there. He says he has an airtight alibi and he was on camera at work, which if he was, he has an airtight alibi for that day. But that hasn't been confirmed. That's what Chris McDonough says, is it has not been confirmed by the police that that is truth. So we don't know. Chris McDonough doesn't know if that's the truth or not.
That doesn't mean that when he got off work, he didn't pick her up.
Right.
Candace, who left the hill and could have met him after she called the police and said, oh, she's missing.
And then remember, the timeline gets destroyed. She, you know, the Hollywood star, the co-star, who claims he's not the co-star because he's not going to be in any of the upcoming documentaries or film about it. He had her repeat for him a different timeline. He was like, right, that's right. This was this time. And she did trustingly, and boom, there went the timeline. And I remember I was all focused on the dogs, and I watched Michelle After Dark and Michelle Walks, and I was like, what? The timeline?
Yeah.
What happened? So if the timeline's all wrong, and then she said she's going to look for her daughter, so she drives 45 minutes. Really? She's 5 years old. She drove 45 minutes. She would be if she were on foot, she'd be on the vicinity. We also don't, I heard this too, and I don't know how much truth is in this. I heard someone say the dog hit, you know what? I think it was Michelle After Dark, because she's my favorite. Okay, so she said if somebody had carried her down to the road, because one of the bloodhounds hits by the road. If somebody had carried her down by the road and she doesn't have shoes on her feet, right? What do your dogs love? They love your smelly socks. They love all your smelly stuff. If you put her down, the footprint, right? The foot would have hit the earth, and then she was in a vehicle, it'd be gone. And they said a bloodhound hit, which would have
Argo, come over here.
would have hit right there. So did that dog really hit there or not? We don't know. Even Chris McDonough doesn't know all the, except he's so smart. He is such a good read of people, boy.
They're not gonna disclose exactly where that dog hit or didn't hit until everything comes full circle. And then when they're in a court, they'll put where the dogs hit and where they didn't hit, and if it even has to be brought up.
Right. And the other thing, Nicole, I don't think you're aware on the theory of is that the police actually told Don, remember Don went out and bought $2,000 worth of drugs and gave them out for free because he's such a generous, great guy. And while the police were following him, he did this to prove to them, because they said they had information that he had sold his daughter. So in order to prove them wrong, he went out and bought $2,000 worth of crack and handed it out with them following him.
That's a whole separate problem.
Lies,
I mean, that's
lies.
he just goes and just happens to say, I'm just going to go buy some crack to prove a point. That's kind of a strange line of thought.
I got the feds with me.
It's a very strange line of thought.
Right. And I'm going to go to my, has all this product sitting around. Don't mind the popos. Don't mind the feds in the back.
Yeah.
So all drug dealers would be like, yeah, Don, what's up, Don? What's going on? Come on in, bro.
Yeah, here you go.
Here you go.
$2,000.
Right. There you go. And then you're going to go be the Christmas crack fairy.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I'm giving it to you for free.
What's up? Got a minute? Want to hang out?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. How about you just got jacked, bro?
Yeah.
That's what would happen there. What are you gonna say? Oh, can't rob me. Police, TBI. This guy's trying to harass me. Right. Okay. Hey, Marissa, what's going on? You got to come on and talk dog. There is a link up there if you want to jump on, girl.
Oh, you got the link up?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, because it's great having people can just have conversation. I mean, I wanted to really tonight because I watched I don't know what to call them, the Bullhorn crew. I mean,
the bullshit crew.
The more people hate on them, the more popular they become. And if they don't know that that's part of that tactic, as long as their names are being said, they're going to do great. The more controversy, the more they stir, and it's got to be hard on them because they're getting all this pressure and getting attacked.
Oh, they're turning that place upside down.
Mm-hmm.
They're turning YouTube upside down, man. They're making people mad. Mad. You can just go on and what is it, Marissa? Is it Marissa?
Yeah.
Yeah. Girl, I was listening to her before just because she's funny. And she's gonna rant about it. Do they know each other? Because she's got it out for her.
I'm not sure. She lost it tonight on her live.
Did she?
Yeah, she just broke down and lost it.
Yeah. She is mad. But the truth is, it still brings attention. It only makes them more popular, and that's all it does. And they know that game. I'm telling you, Molly Go Lucky, she's got that down.
It's not her first picnic.
Yeah, it's not her first rodeo.
Nope.
Not at all. So they're gonna do fine with her without the support of YouTubers. And for all its ridiculousness, it's drama and it is entertainment. Because listen, I'm all about summer coming home. I'm all about awareness. I am all for the kids. I'm not saying we're leaving money on the table. We're not even eligible to make money. So what we're doing is, and if I would never put a Cash App or a PayPal or anything up for this, I would ask everybody, send that money to the Hawkins County Humane Society, because Summers would want her puppies taken care of. The best thing we can do to honor Summer is to help her puppies be taken care of. And though I'm not her parents' fan, and I'm definitely, though I'll still watch Benny just to see what's going on with Benny. So I still give him watch hours. But I mean, he's funny. I mean, he's funny, but he's not funny. He's funny in his indignant, and you know, and he's got some points on being indignant. But you're defending something that maybe you shouldn't really. That's all I got to say with your bromance and your Hollywood. You shouldn't be the co-star for a missing child and then go tell everybody else how they're so messed up that they're making money here and making money there, and everybody's yelling how they're not monetized, and I'm going, well, send all your viewers this way because we'll monetize. And then if you don't want it, you're leaving it on the table. Just donate it. I'll give you personally our Cash App. You're Ren, Nicole's. You split it 3 ways. Nobody wants to even be greedy. I mean, think about it. How much more money, how much more good could that money do? Money is bad. It's people can be bad.
Yeah.
But money is just paper. It doesn't buy you happiness. It doesn't buy you character. It doesn't make you better or not better, but it does buy freedom and it does buy choices.
But it can buy me an airplane ticket.
And it buys airplane tickets, right? Right. You see, Nicole, she's in the snow. She's been shoveling. It's gorgeous.
It's not gorgeous when you reach the point of having to shovel it.
Yay,
it's gorgeous when it first falls. Then it stops being gorgeous when you have to go drive in it.
It don't bother me to drive in it. I did that for 35 years.
I don't like driving. No.
I love visiting it. I don't want to live in it because my extremities get so cold. And it's so hard for me. I mean, here I am in Florida and I always have a heater by my feet. So, but I love the snow.
Yep, we got plenty of it.
Huh?
We've got plenty of it.
Yeah, it was gorgeous. It looked beautiful.
More to come.
Yeah. Yeah, that season's not even close to being over.
Nope.
Well,
I might have to hop
up to go give the dogs dog food. And the guy JD says he gets out and they're going to give him treats. These dogs are not used to getting treats. And I just thought that was funny. I mean, that's the northern, more city kind of mentality as compared to you're on a. There's 20-some dogs. I don't see Candace going, come here, puppy. Come on.
No, they just need a bag of food.
Well, and they have them, from what I've seen on the channels, they have them in troughs. Okay, so like it's in the middle. She just looks like she just dumps it in a big container. Those dogs already have that routine worked out. So if somebody's going to come at me and say, well, all they eat out of this, that is routine for them. They've already established hierarchy in that routine.
Yeah.
The lead dog will go up and he'll just raise his teeth and the other dogs go, whoa, 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 whoa. Because that's already established. Leave that food at the bottom of the hill just there. 1, you're going to get all sorts of critters. And 2, that sweet summer pack, which look like Yucky, and the other one looks like that original, those puppies. That looks like the pack that went down there. Once they go, the other dogs are going to be coming out of the woods. They're not neutered. It's going to be food territorial. It's going to end up in dog fights. Or if they take those cellophane bags, which they would do, they leave the treats. But then on True Crime Exposed, it was on early tonight. On True Crime Exposed, it sounded to me, and I was driving, but it sounded to me like they said they took one of the best, because they need time on air. They've run out of things to do in Hawkins, Tennessee. They've harassed Dawn at work. They've been to the church. So now all they've got is the dogs and the dog food. So it sounded like they took a bag of dog food and they're going to go back tomorrow with it, which I was like, great. As long as you're not leaving it at the bottom of the mountain, that's great. Just don't cause harm. And then the neighbor came out, Nicole, and apparently he had a gun. And Don's shooting a flare at the top, you know, and they have cameras and all this. However, I'm in Ocala. You're in Montana, right? People have a lot of property. I've lived on ranches and stuff. You'll get shot. So you need to be conscientious that this isn't the middle of Manhattan. People, I mean, you know, when I talked to Jody Sue and she was like, outsiders, I was like, oh, please, I understand I'm an outsider, but I like you and I think we could be friends. She, you know, I get it that they don't think, but you don't understand. They will shoot you. Be careful, you know, be conscientious and things that you don't know, like you don't know. They're not the little pug that's been living in the you know, the house getting greenies every 3 hours and, you know, has a cabinet of their own with, that's not these dogs. I mean, they were like, whoa, you're giving me what? What are you doing? What? You're giving me more food? What? So, but they were trying to enjoy the dogs, and hopefully they'll bring it back. But I think they're out of things to do, and they've got to be bored and tired from yelling at the bottom of Don's Mountain. And I guess
I don't know how they can talk.
And I believe they're doing a lot of that for entertainment.
Oh yeah. They're funny.
Who's making that noise? Is that your kid in the background, Nicole?
That's Argo, yeah.
What is that noise that Argo is making, Nicole? Because I'll
He
tell you what
wants
it
to go
sounded
outside.
like. What?
He wants to go outside.
Gotcha.
He's been out 5 times.
What else did you think, Ren, about Chris McDonough's interview?
I have to finish watching it because, well, I fell asleep.
You fell asleep.
It was over 3 hours, Nicole. It was intense.
Too long.
He even asked at one point, should I finish this tomorrow? And I was going,
Yeah.
there was like 100 of us that were like, no. I've stayed up this long. I've been on it. No. And then I was so stubborn. I tried to watch all of Doug's too. I was out. I did the same thing. Out cold. I couldn't finish it with Doug.
I liked what I saw so far, but I got to go finish.
Yeah. The you know what I thought was so interesting was Allison, her mom, and their friend. They were, you could tell they were a pack because they could read each other, who was going to do what next, and who was in charge and who was going to cover, you know, because H is a kid, so they would automatically cover if they thought he was going to go in the wrong direction. But Chris's ability to read people. So, you know, Chris was a homicide detective for like 20 years. He was that cool 80s guy, you know, the one in the movies with the shag hair. And he was undercover, right? So he showed us, I saw him on something where he showed pictures of that. And he is that good. He was a very handsome young man. And he did canine. Is that your dog? Sounds like it's just passing gas, Nicole.
He wants to go outside.
So, and then he did canine handling. And now he's does the cold cases. Boy, is he a listener, and he can detect red flag. Like, I was listening to him. I watched that interview 3 times, and when he did it last night, I was like, oh, I didn't get that. Oh, I didn't see that either. Oh, I didn't see that. And I consider myself a pretty good read of people until I'm watch him, and I'm like, wow, man, I am just so easy to get over on. I need a dog going, but don't like that person. He's so smooth about it and polite.
Yeah, he's pretty smart guy.
Mm-hmm. And then, like I said, when he did Doug, because they were getting some questions, but not many. But when he did Doug's, and he said those two critical things. One was he did say Jody Sue doesn't have to be involved, and I'm aware of what she went through. I saw the pictures, which for the first time gave me a visual of picturing Jody Sue after she had withstood serious DV, which, you know, broke my heart. And then the other one with when they make mention to H might have a little past something going on, and he was like, and I'm not stupid. I didn't mention it.
Wow.
Those moments, I'm like, okay. So, yeah, really interesting. His assessment of all the ladies, how he positions, and then there's still cut out stuff in there that he doesn't want released yet. And that's just the information that he has without having all the information from the case. So I don't see, and this, I mean, this all give, you know, the protesters and all that, listen, you go do what you got to do. You bring attention to whatever it is you need to bring attention to. It doesn't hurt, but moving, I agree with Ernie. Everybody just mentioned a missing kid, because Summer it's not a dead story. They are going to have arrests. These things are going to come to resolution. It takes months for them to do forensic analysis. So, but do what I forgot what I was going to say.
No.
I kind of have to hop off anyway because I'm late for bed.
You late for bed? All right. When you get a chance, go watch his uncut where he analyzes his own video. It's 3 hours, 3.5 hours. It's fascinating to watch Chris McDonough work and then talk about what he was thinking while he was sitting there doing it. I watched all these other YouTubers. He took the cake. And by the way, Chris McDonough had over 8,000 people on that live stream.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, 8,000. And then when he went over to Doug's, it looked like Doug had in almost up to 2,000 in that one. I was in each chat. So
wow.
Yeah, 8,000. That's how much weight Chris McDonough, and you know, he's just a grateful and sweet. Him and Chase Hughes, they're just the sweetest manners. I'm scared of both of them, but sweet and kind, and doesn't have to use obscenities and isn't rude to people. And when you know, if anybody brings up the other drama, he just goes, whatever. He doesn't take it offensively. You could tell he was a good cop, and he still is a really good guy. And he says too that I think he's releasing a lot of this now because the conclusion's going to be coming soon.
Yep.
Is that what you think too?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think the charges are going to be?
Homicide.
Nicole?
I'm Candace.
You have no idea.
Do you think grandmas, another story came out about another nasty grandma. We're going to have to do like a whole series on the bad grandmas. What do you think, Nicole?
I really don't know because it changes every day. It's either going to be homicide or some kind of illegal sale.
Yeah, I think that I'm going towards the sale end because of the video.
I hope it's the sale end.
Yeah, I hope she's still alive. I mean, I don't want her to be hurt, but I think she can survive it. And I think we have so many survivors now that really do well if they get their appropriate care.
Mm-hmm.
So but yeah, and either way, she has brought so much awareness that it's time to start announcing others, because little kids want to help other little kids. That's fact. Little kids want friends. They want to smile. That's why we don't do all the stuff. We just want to bring awareness, and we want to honor, that she's 5, and even children under the most terrific circumstances want to laugh and play and have relationships and be
She
loved.
wants to be a princess.
Right.
And she
And that
deserves to
evil
be a
exists.
princess.
I
If
can't
she
say
lives
it
through
enough.
this, she deserves to be a princess.
A frozen princess. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And she deserves it. She deserves a chance to play that and to go to Disney and have all the outfits, and she has definitely captured a world's heart. So
Right.
And she is the awareness child. She's the awareness child. She's famous. You're famous, Summer. Let's get you home.
And she don't even know it.
And she doesn't even know it. And her puppies are waiting for her. And then hopefully the crew realizes, because they had the biggest story right there, man. I would have been in my glory that I had Summer's puppies that were that group of dogs right in front of me, and they're giving them the cookies, and I'm going, oh my God, you're missing the whole thing.
Yeah.
So, and I'm pretty sure
they better save that Yucky dog until it's all said and done, because if she ends up being alive, they better get that dog to her, and that's got to be a package deal there.
Right. Yeah. Because Yucky's famous, and now there's Yucky's puppies. We know that one of them's named Dallas, and we know there's 7 puppies. And yeah. And then if anybody's watching and you want to donate to the Hawkins County Humane Society of Tennessee in Summer's name, Nicole, you have the gift the certificate, and we just got to get a frame and get that mailed out to them. Can you hear me now?
I had to mute you because Argo's barking outside.
Oh, okay. Well, you got to go. Time is up.
Now he's getting dirty.
Yeah, True
Shut
Crime
that
Exposed.
door. Are you born in the barn or what? It's
Nicole wants to get on True Crime Exposed too.
All
I
right.
just saw his tail.
There he is. Come here. Come on. They want to see you. Come on. There he is. There he is, handsome. Handsome.
He wants to play in the snow.
Yeah, he would love.
Look at that snout. He could plow through the snow like crazy.
There's our baby. Oh, okay.
Yup.
He's a little big. Okay. All right.
Voltaire target dog.
Yep. We haven't seen him all day. We'll go bed.
How's his skin doing?
Good.
He comes into the salon. He gets the full treatment.
Yep. He's famous.
He is famous. He used to give everybody a hard time to do his nails. And he's a bull terrier, so it's like, hey, don't mess with it. I'll handle that. And you gotta have a be firm and kind, and now he's like, she lies. You can do my nails. She lies. Please give me a bath. Did you get my CO2? Did I get my blueberry facial? I'm sorry, you missed the spot.
Oh.
Do I have a tie? The kids like it when I have a tie when I go home.
Don't be without the tie. He loves doing things on his neck. Yeah, that tie, man. That was his favorite, huh? He's
funny.
Yeah. They get all reinforced when they go home. They get all delicious. You get all the loves and the hugs and the kisses, and you get it anyway, but then they get it double, and they get told how good they smell and how awesome they are and how expensive they are. And so, all right, guys.
All right.
Tomorrow Night Live.
Yep.
Let's go see what happens next.
Okay.
Bye, ladies.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Ren.